Chapter 4 Introduction to HTML. Learning Objectives, HTML, Brief History of HTML, Tools used in HTML, Creating Web Page in HTML, Viewing a Web Page in HTML, Tags and Attributes, Rules for Writing HTML Code, HTML Document Structure, Common HTML Elements, Cascading Style Sheets, CSS, CSS Terminology, Methods of using CSS. Introduction. Computers on the Internet are either servers or clients and communicate via networking protocol. The clients send requests to the servers and the servers respond immediately with the required data. The servers store files and information in the form of websites. These websites contain millions of pages called web pages, which include text, graphic, video, audio, and link to other pages called hyperlink. Have you ever imagined how these web pages are created? Which language is used to write these web pages? The answer is HTML. HTML is the most widely used language to design web contents for the Internet. Let us learn the basics of HTML. HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a complete code package that enables the user to create web pages that comprise both text and graphics. It is simple markup language that expresses the structure and behavior of the web document. All the web browsers are created to understand and interpret this language. Hypertext. Hypertext refers to a word, phrase, or text that can be linked to another document, text, or web page. It includes both textual hyperlinks and graphical ones. When you click on the hypertext, it opens a linked web page. Markup language. A markup language is a computer language that uses tags to define elements within a document. It is human-readable, consists of standard words rather than typical programming syntax. Brief history of HTML. HTML began its journey in the early 1980s with the GML, General Markup Language. In 1986, this language was improved and standardized and was named SGML, Standard General Markup Language. In 1989, Tim Berners-Lee and his team modified this language and named it as HTML. The standard version of it came into existence in 1995. When HTML 2.0 version was launched, later on, after 2 years, HTML 3.0, and then after 2 years, HTML 4.0 was launched. HTML5 came into being around in 2008. The two major organizations that were involved in developing HTML5 were W3C, World Wide Web Consortium, and WHAT-WG, Web Hypertext Application Technology Working Group. HTML5. HTML5 represents the latest version of HTML. It is a markup language by which we can create a web page in an easy and convenient way. Now, adding audio and video clips in the web page is as easy as including images, which was unfeasible in the earlier versions without the support of external software or plugins like Flash Player. With the Canvas feature, you can also draw images directly in the web page. All these features of this new version have added relevance and credibility to it. Tools used in HTML. We need two basic tools to work with HTML documents. HTML editor for creating and saving the documents. Browser for viewing the documents. HTML editor. HTML editor is a program used for creating web page. It makes HTML formatting faster and easier. The two most commonly used HTML editors are WYSIWYG editor and text editor. WYSIWYG editor. WYSIWYG stands for What You See is What You Get. It allows the users to do editing directly within the web browser. It is not essential to have the knowledge of HTML while working with WYSIWYG editor. This type of web editor allows the users to see how the page will be appeared in a web browser. It is equipped with graphical interfaces and tools for developing web pages and inserting images, tables, lists, hyperlinks, etc. Some of the popular WYSIWYG editors are Adobe Dreamweaver, Amaya, CK Editor, Blue, Griffon. Text editor. Text editor involves the use of HTML. Text editors such as WordPad and Notepad can be used to create HTML documents. Text editor provides a variety of features such as HTML validator, auto-completion of coding, FTP, syntax highlighting, table generator, and URL highlighting. The users who have some knowledge of HTML can use text editor. Browser. A browser is an application program that provides a way to look at and interact with all the information on the World Wide Web. It is used to view the HTML documents. Some commonly used web browsers are Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Apple Safari, Mozilla Firefox, Opera. Creating web page in HTML. To create a web page in HTML, follow the steps given below. Open Notepad by clicking on Start, All Apps, Windows, Accessories, Notepad. The Notepad window will display. Type the HTML code as shown in the figure. Click on the file. Save option. The Save As dialog box will display. Select the target folder to save the file and mention the name in file name text box with an extension .html. Click on the Save button to save your web page. Viewing a web page in HTML. To view web page, follow the steps given below. Right-click on the HTML document which you have saved on the desktop. Go to Open With and select Microsoft Edge option. It will open a Microsoft Edge browser with the web page displayed in it. Tags and attributes. HTML code is made up of elements, tags, and attributes. Fact file. HTML was made by the World Wide Web Consortium W3C. Tags. Tags are the basic structure of a web page. They include elements which define how the transformation on a web page is formatted or displayed. You can also add non-text items like images, links, and lists on the web page using the tag. Tags do not display in the browser window, but they affect the display of the text and non-text items in it. Each tag in HTML follows certain rules and syntax. These tags are not case sensitive. Small html means the same as capital HTML. The HTML tags are placed before and after the text. Each tag giving a particular instruction starts with a less than sign and ends with a greater than sign, which are also called angular brackets. For example, P, some text, /P, on tag, off tag. Here P is the opening tag or on tag. /P is the closing tag or off tag. HTML tags are also known as HTML elements. The HTML tags or elements can be classified as container elements, empty elements. Container elements. The elements that consist of both on and off tags are called container elements. Example, B tag is a container tag which is used to bold the text. It starts with B and ends with /B. Empty elements. Empty elements include only on tags. They do not have off tags. These elements do not enclose any data. Instead, they do some function on their own. Example, BR tag. It breaks the line and displays the text from the next line. Fact file. The meta tag, which is placed inside the head element, is used to specify page, description, keywords, and other metadata, information about data of the HTML document. Attribute. In HTML, an attribute is a characteristic of a page element such as font size or color. All attributes contain two parts, that is, a name and a value. The name is the characteristic that you want to set, and the value is what you want for the specific characteristic. Attribute value is always enclosed within quotes. For example, HR width is equal to 50%, where HR is a tag, width is an attribute, and 50% line value assigned to width. Rules for writing HTML code. Tags and attribute names are not case sensitive, so head and head have the same meaning. Container tags should always be closed because an unclosed tag can lead to undesired results. Values given to the attributes should be enclosed within quotes, particularly if the value contains any blank space. Attribute values can be case sensitive. When the tags are inserted, that is, when you start a tag within another tag, you need to close the inner tag before closing the outer tag. For example, P, B, hello, P, B, incorrect. P, B, hello, B, P, correct. Tag names should not include spaces. For example, writing body as B-O-D-Y is incorrect. There should be no space between less than and greater than in a tag. HTML document structure. The general structure of an HTML document has two parts, head and body. Head section. The head gives general information about the document. Example, the title defines a title for the page of the browser's title bar. Body section. The body comprises the text which gets displayed on the web page together with other tags and attributes. It contains text, graphics, and other HTML elements that provides control and formatting to a page, such as fonts, paragraph, list, and other elements. Let us learn about the basic structure of an HTML document. The HTML document begins with HTML tag and ends with _HTML tag. Everything is written within these tags. The head tag is the HTML document header. It is located just below the HTML tag. It includes information that is important about the web page, but you cannot see it in the browser window. The head includes no text within itself. The title tag is to be placed within the head tag. It includes the title of the document. The title is appeared on the title bar at the top of the browser window. The title should be short and contain less than 64 characters. The body tag includes the contents of your document, which gets emerged on the web page in your browser window. In the body tag, we use number of formatting elements, images, heading list, and hypertext links to enlarge the look of a web page. There are two basic types of HTML elements used in the body tag: block level elements, text level elements. Block level elements take up the full width available and by default starts on a new line. These elements contain tags like paragraph P, heading H1, horizontal rule HR, centering center. Text level elements are used to mark up bits of text. It does not begin on a new line, only takes up as much width as requirement. These contain tags like bold B, italics I, line break BR. Common HTML elements. Heading tags H1, H2. HTML provides 6 levels of headings, where H1 is the highest level and the largest of all headings, and H6 is the lowest and smallest level. Paragraph. To show paragraph element, P is used to show a long piece of text on a web browser which marks a block of text as a paragraph. To mark the end of a paragraph, _P element is used. When you start another paragraph, the web browser will leave one line between the two paragraphs. For example, P, paragraph text, _P. Line break element. Line break element separates the line and shows the text on a new line. It is like an enter key or a keyboard which takes the cursor on the next line towards the left margin on the screen. You can introduce a line break into your HTML document with the help of BR tag. This element has no end tag. Horizontal rule. It is used as a divider between blocks of text. The HR element draws a horizontal line along the page. It is an empty element and has no end tag. Type HR where you want to place a horizontal line in between the text. Comment. Till now you have noticed that whatever you write inside body tag gets appeared in the web browser. Sometimes you want to write notes for yourself in an HTML document but do not want them to be displayed in the browser window. In such case, you need to use the comment tag. To comment the text, apply any of the following tags. Learning HTML is great fun. Or comment, learning HTML is great fun, / comment. The comment tag works in Internet Explorer. Bold. When you need to emphasize the text, the bold tag is used. Type B before typing the text that you want to display as bold and type /B after the text. For example, B, India is great. /B. Italics. Italics element is used to draw the attention of a reader on any important information. This element marks up the text in italic style. Type I tag before typing the text that you want to display in italics and type /I tag after the text. For example, I, India is great, /I. Cascading Style Sheets, CSS. Cascading style sheets are used to format the layout of web pages and their visual formatting. It can control the presentation of the document, which may include its color, layout, font, border, style, CSS, spacing, and information. CSS help users to create a uniform look across several pages of a website. It makes easy to change style across several pages at once. Using CSS, the display of the document can be separated with the contents of the documents. The benefits of CSS include control layout of many documents from one single style sheet, external style sheet, more precise control of layout, apply different layout to different media types, screen, print, etc., more advanced options and sophisticated techniques. CSS terminology. Property. It defines how different elements look on the web page. Font family, color, background, border, and the like. All are examples of properties. Value. This is the value or the option selected for a property. For example, value for the font family property can be font names like Monotype, Cursiva, Times, Arial, etc. Declaration. A property and its value altogether is known as declaration. For example, color, property, green, value. Selector. It is the name of HTML element to which we want to use the declaration. For example, if we want to change the behavior of HR element, let us say its width should be 50%, then we should use HR as a selector. Rule. Selector and declaration is combinedly known as rule. Methods of using CSS. We can incorporate the style sheet rules within an HTML document in the following ways. Inline the attribute style. One way to use CSS to HTML elements is by applying the style attribute. The style attribute can be applied with any element in the body section, including the body tag itself. We can apply any number of declarations, each one separated by semicolon. For example, HR style is equal to width 50%, height 100, background color blue. This is not an efficient use of style sheet as the declaration to be repeated with every element, even if the same style is used on some other element in a document. Internal or embedded style sheet. This style has wider scope than the inline method. With inline method, the effects used are limited to the element with which the style declaration has been specified, whereas in embedded style, the effects get applied to all the elements of the type with which the style declaration has been specified. To make an embedded style sheet, we make use of style tag in the head section. External style sheet. In this method, we define the style rules individually in one file and then use it with any HTML document. An external style sheet is simply a text file with an extension CSS. Like any other file, you can insert the style sheet with its name like style.css on your server or hard disk. This method includes two files. One file comprises the style code only and the other file comprises the HTML code. Let us use the style sheets to set different properties of body background. Background properties. HTML enables you to set the background style of an element with the help of the following properties: color, image, position, repeat, attachment. Background color. This property is applied to set the background color of the HTML element. Syntax: background, color, value, where value is equal to color, /RGB color code. Background image. This property is used to add an image in the background of an HTML document. Syntax: background image value, where value is equal to URL path of the image. Background position. This property enables us in inserting the picture or image at a desired place on the HTML document. By default, an image is inserted at the top left corner of the element. Syntax: background position value, where value is equal to xpos, ypos, x%, y%, top, center, bottom, left, center, right. Xpos, ypos determines the horizontal, vertical position respectively in units of length. X%, y%, horizontal and vertical position in percentage. Top, center, bottom, left, center, right. These keywords also determine the vertical and horizontal position values respectively. Values are to be chosen in conjunction from both the sets defined above. Background repeat. We can set the repetition pattern for the background image. By default, a background image is repeated in both horizontal and vertical directions. Syntax: background repeat value, where value is equal to no, repeat, repeat x, repeat y, repeat. No repeat, image will not be repeated. Repeat x, image will be repeated horizontally. Repeat y, image will be repeated vertically. Repeat, default value, image will be repeated in both the directions. Background attachment. This property enables in either fixing the image in the background or make it scroll when the user scrolls the rest of the page. Syntax: background attachment value, where value is equal to fixed scroll. Quick backup. HTML is the most widely used language to design web contents for the Internet. Internet is a network of millions of computers which are connected to each other for information and resources. Two basic tools are required to work with HTML documents: HTML editor for creating and saving the documents, browser for viewing the documents. HTML code is made up of tags and attributes. HTML elements are of two types: container elements that include both on and off tag, empty elements that contain only on tag. Cascading style sheets CSS are used to format the layout of web pages and their visual formatting. We can include the style sheet with an HTML document in three ways: inline method, internal or embedded style sheet method, external style sheet method. HTML allows you to set the background style of an element with the help of background properties.